probably noticed, whether it's at the gas pump or the grocery store, you are paying more these days for everything. But the White House seems to think that inflation is a high-class problem, not something that the average American even has to deal with. In fact, in their words, inflation is a good thing. They actually said that. My first guest tonight probably has something to say about that. Famed investor, once ranked the #1 trader on Wall Street, according to Barron's, and host of the Charles Mizrahi Show. Would you please welcome back to our show, Charles Mizrahi. Charles, this week, the White House said that this problem of inflation was just a high-class problem. It didn't really affect, as they would put it, the little people. I'm not sure if that's right.
It's totally wrong. Inflation is, as Warren Buffett called it, a tapeworm on the purchasing power of your dollar. You have your dollar there, but it just buys less and less. And ask anyone who's gone to the supermarket lately or try to buy a car or try to buy a house or try to fill up their car, all of the prices have just been going through the roof.
You make a living helping people to understand the market, the stock market. A lot of people may not realize it. Most Americans are in it one way or the other. They're retirement funds. They may be a retired firefighter, a retired teacher. The stock market matters to them because a lot of their well-earned, hard-earned money is sitting in that market. Should they be scared?
No. You should only be scared if you don't think America has a future, which I do not subscribe to. America has a great future. We will get over this and we'll get through this. We survived the Great Depression and recessions and President resigned and stagflation and a whole bunch of other things. And we're still the wealthiest, greatest, most prosperous country on the face of the earth, that we have people lining up at our borders trying to get in. Name me another country where that's taking place now.
Well, I can't think of one. So if you just want to remind me that you think we'll survive even Pelosi, Schumer, and AOC, then, man, that's a good piece of news for all of us to hear tonight. I'm grateful. So when people get concerned, people sometimes say, I got to get out. I just got to sell off everything. Prices are going down in the marketplace. I've heard you say it many times. Worst thing you can do. Why?
Because when you buy a stock, you're really buying a piece of a business, because that's what a stock is. And you own part of that company. The stock market and the prices every day shouldn't influence you. They're there to help you in a sense of when they're down at really low prices, that's when you should be a buyer, not running for the hills. And when they get really high, that's when you should be selling. You do that in any business that you own. You want to hold on to great businesses. You know, the great businesses continue to compound and make money. And in fact, we were talking earlier that if someone just invested at the worst time, which is October 19th, 1987, the market fell 22% a day, and was not scared, they'd be up 37 times for every dollar they have.
Not 37%, 37 times.
Each dollar is now worth $37.
And a lot of people bailed.
Oh.
And especially when it was crashing, right?
Yeah, that's the exact opposite you should be doing. You know, Warren Buffett said once again, the way you get wealthy is you're greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy.
How do people pick what to invest in?
You know, I think the easiest thing, if people don't want to spend their time researching companies and getting to know, and it really is not as hard as many people think. Let's take a company like Tractor Supply or Dollar General. You don't really have to be a genius to figure out what the business is and what it does. If you're a customer of them, you have a better understanding of what they do and really get where their mission is and how they help and how they provide for society and in rural areas and so on and so forth. So that's what one should do. If you don't have any idea, you don't want to even go that way, just basically put your money in an S&P index fund, which you're taking advantage of the growing GDP of this country, and sit back and enjoy your life.
Are you worried about the short-term economic situation of America? Not only inflation, but the labor shortage, the fact that we have empty shelves across the country.
Well, you know, we really are having the perfect storm of supply chain. We had last year, we had COVID raging, and in some countries, China and India and other producing countries, they're still not over COVID. So their factories are not running at 100%. And Commodity prices have gone up, cotton and other supplies that are needed. And there's a shortage of tankers and shipping companies to bring them over. And once you get them here, you have to find truckers. So you have really a perfect storm of all of this. And that's really where we are. Compound that, people are getting paid to stay home and not work. And now it's become a habit for many not to work. You have really this big, but I want to tell you this. As bad as it might seem, and it might get a little worse, inflation will there, because inflation is defined as too many dollars chasing too few items to a supply. We're having that. Supply chains cut. But here's the good news. Here's the good news. American ingenuity, our system of taxation, our system of government, the American people, our country was built on freedom and opportunity. We're going to figure a way out of this and soar even higher.
I hope we never forget that, and it's nice to have you here to remind us that America is still a great place to live and a great place to invest in. Charles Mizrahi, thank you very much for joining us. And you can get Charles' new book. I happen to have it right here. I read the whole thing this weekend. It's an easy read, but a very important one. It's called Wall Street Profits for Main Street Investors. What I like about it, he makes it simple for folks like me. His podcast, his social media, and more, all at charlesmizrahi.com.